Yo, what is happening? My name is Abden and welcome to a brand new episode of the Cyber series. This is episode 12 and today we're going to be starting on the garage building, which we're going to be placing right behind the shop right over here. And inside we're just going to be putting a vault truck spawner, which is going to be super useful, as well as just a bunch of various other spawners that we'll need for the future. So we're going to need to start off by expanding our land because currently we definitely do not have enough space behind the shop to actually put this building down. So let's go over here. Hopefully I have enough money. I only have 129,000 lumber bucks, but I think my land is small enough right now that it's not going to be super expensive. Ooh, 21,000 lumber bucks for just this square. Okay, that's a little bit more expensive than I was thinking. All right, let's expand that way. Then we're gonna need another one right here, and I think we're also gonna need these two right here just to fit this building. All right, 27,000 lumber bucks right there. I am going broke. Oh my gosh. Okay, one more. There we go. All right, now I'm down to 27,000 lumber bucks. Wow, that is so little money. We got a little tree right here. Are we just gonna try chopping it with our refined axes? Oh, this is going so well. All right, I'm just gonna, yeah, sorry tree. You're not supposed to be on my land. All right, yeah, that is looking really nice. We got enough space for sure now behind the shop that we can fit a really nice building. Let's actually move some of our spawners out of the way just for now. We're gonna move them inside of the garage once we finish, but right now they're just gonna get in the way. So now the next task is actually to collect an absolute boatload of birch wood. As always, that is going to be the main wood that we're gonna be using. So let's go up this mountain. Alrighty guys, this is the first tree. Alright, let's get these pieces into our truck and let's get back to the base. And I guess Jab decided not to come up here, so oh gosh, Jab, wrong time. Bro, I bet you've been sitting there waiting for me to drive down just so that you could do that, Jab. That is an absolute Jab move for sure. Alright. Oh gosh, I'm losing pieces. Alright, it's fine. We need a vault truck so badly. I cannot wait until we're done with this garage build because that's gonna be super nice to have a vault truck. Things fall out of my truck constantly, it feels like. Alright, let's get this back to the base and all sawmilled up. Some of these still need to be chopped up a little bit. And I think since we're going to be using all of this for the build, I'm going to actually adjust my sawmill so that these are going to be 1x1 sticks. And alrighty guys, that is all of the birch wood that we got. We still have some blue spruce over here. And yeah, it's a pile for sure, but it's definitely not going to be enough for this build. So we're going to have to go grab some more. Alrighty guys, I think we are good on birchwood now. We've got quite the pile now. This thing is absolutely insane. So yeah, we are probably good on birchwood for this build. So I think we can actually start building. So we're gonna start off with a little platform made entirely out of countertops. So I'm going to place down some thin countertops all along the very edge of the base, and we're filling these in with blue spruce. And then from there we're gonna take some normal countertops and basically extend them all the way over to the shop, and then we're gonna take that back by at least 3. We might want to do 4. And yeah, I think we're going to need to extend that out by 4. So this is 4 countertops right here. Yeah, let's just fill that all in with blue spruce. And now we're going to actually put in the foundation of this building. So this is kind of just like the driveway. This is kind of like concrete or something. So right here, we're actually going to need to put in the foundation of the building. And we're actually going to need to glitch the foundation. Okay, we have plot shift. All right, so basically he's given me some certain permissions, the visits permission and the destroy permission, but no other permissions, which allows me to place these on his base, but they're not actually placing on his base. They're just becoming invisible for me. If you want a full guide, I have a tutorial which I'll link in the description on how I'm doing this, but basically this is going to allow me to place structures inside of structures. And now that we got all of those invisible on my end, we're actually gonna go ahead and take some wedges. We're gonna need some 1x1x1 wedges, and unfortunately these sides are gonna have to be 3 studs wide, so we're gonna have to use tiny ones. And now we're gonna need a small floor, and we're just gonna place that right there, and then more tiny floors. This is just what has to happen, and it looks like the grain was off on that one, so yeah, let's just fix that. And there we go. Now we're actually going to go ahead and take some smooth walls. We're gonna place them all the way along. We're gonna take that out by 8, and now I think I'm actually going to have to move this over there, and I believe we're gonna need a short smooth wall right here. But yeah, so far the measurements are working out perfectly. As you guys can see, these countertops worked out very well. They go right up to the shop, and we actually have enough room for more countertops to go along here on this side, so that is awesome. That is exactly what we want. Now we're gonna build this on the other side, and yeah, that is looking really nice. So now we're gonna have garage doors that are 2 fat doors wide, so that's how big these are gonna have to be. So we just need to make sure everything is symmetrical. I think we're gonna need a 1/3 wedge right here, and we're just gonna place these down up to this point, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, and then we just need one perfectly in the center. So I think that's perfectly in the center. I could be wrong. We're gonna have to check afterwards, but yeah, that looks like that was perfectly in the center. So yeah, that is all centered. So now we have enough room for 3 garage doors. Let's just destroy these because we don't actually want those yet. And now we just have to basically do this, what we did right here, but for these little gaps right here. And unfortunately, we're gonna have to use 1x1x1 wedges for these parts right here. But yeah, other than that, I think that is the front foundation of the garage done, so that is awesome. And now on the back, we're gonna have to place a long row of just a bunch of posts. And it looks like right here, we're gonna have to use some tiny floors. And now we're gonna take some smooth walls, and we're gonna place them 7 backwards. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and place down some skinny smooth walls along this right here. I would make progress on this other side, but we got a little bit of some things in the way, so we'll hold off on that. So now for this back side, we're going to just go ahead and place in some skinny smooth walls. We're gonna place down 4, and then we're gonna need a smooth wall stub. And now we're gonna take a large floor, and we're gonna place it right here, and then we're going to place 1, 2, 3. We gotta be careful right here because we are running into this massive pile of wood right here. But this should go out by 6, which actually I don't think we're gonna have enough room because we have a little bit of a sawmill in the way. Alrighty guys, a lot has changed. We actually got this entire system out of the way. I also moved a lot of this pile over here so that we'll have a bunch of wood that we can work with later on once we start actually building the building. But before we get to that, we actually have to extend this platform out just a little bit. So this is going to be filled with blue spruce, and then I think we're gonna have to place in a smooth wall right here. The grain, you know what, I'll do short smooth stubs. All right, so we're gonna have to get this to extend out by 3 and a little bit. So we're gonna place in a skinny smooth wall right there, and then a little short smooth wall stub right there to cap it all off. So that is all going to be filled in with blue spruce. Let's just get the blue spruce cut up. And then 1 stud off from here, I'm actually going to extend this platform out right here. So this should be 1 stud off up to that point. I think we can place this right here as well. And we're actually going to make that look smooth just by placing one of these wedges right here. And now we can actually go ahead and place in some smooth walls right here. So now we're gonna have to actually plot shift all of these, and that way we're gonna be able to place in all of the countertops. So Jab's getting started on that row, but I'm going to have to place the rest of them because I have these glitched out of the way. So I think we can just use thin countertops for this. Alright, so we got all of those filled in. It is now time to begin with the actual building. So we're going to go out by one short smooth wall and then a short smooth wall stub right here. That will help us see where we're gonna place this. So we're actually going to place some skinny smooth walls one stud away from the edge of the base, and these are all gonna be filled in with birch wood. Now we're gonna go ahead and place in some more skinny smooth walls. So yeah, we have extended that out by 5 skinny smooth walls, I believe. So now I'm gonna go ahead and extend this up by 2 more skinny smooth walls. So this is gonna be 4 skinny smooth walls tall, which is super tall. So now we're going to place in some fat doors right here, just kind of as a guide. We're not actually gonna fill those in, at least not yet, and we're actually gonna place in some more. Well, be careful. Careful, Jab. Careful, Jab. Do not get those that close, bro. You need an end times axe for that. Go grab an end times axe. Bro. Don't glitch your axe out. Okay, so basically we're gonna be filling these fat doors in with some phantom wood. And I think we're actually going to want these in a different orientation, probably something like this. Oh, that is looking so good. I love that. So yeah, now we're going to go ahead and place in some more fat doors just right here. We're just using those as a spacer once again so we can place these in. Oh gosh, I just used up that whole stick of birch wood. Oops. Good thing we have so much of it. Now I think we're just gonna go ahead and place in the final skinny smooth wall right here, and Jab is just getting all of those doors in place, so that is super handy. And now Jab's gonna go grab some glass doors because we need those to actually open these doors, since glass doors, when you first load in first, and so that guarantees that that's gonna be the one that actually welds to all of the rest of the doors, and that will allow us to reliably open and close them with logic. What, bro? What just happened? Okay, I just got kicked from the game. I think the seat glitch is still a thing. That's not good. I guess it thought that I didn't have permission to get in the truck, and it just kicked me. I'm just gonna rejoin then. Alright guys, we're back. Let me just go ahead and continue. So, let's go ahead and place a couple of these just as spacing. So I'm gonna place in some skinny smooth walls, and then above that, one stud above that, we're actually gonna place in some large floors, and we're gonna do that for each and every one of these. And now to make these look a little bit cooler, we're actually gonna use some 4/4x1 wedges, and I'm just gonna place those upside down like so, right here and right here. So we're gonna do that for all of the doors, and then on the sides of each of these, we're actually gonna place in some of these wedges, just like that. That is going to be the design. So let's just go ahead and fill all of those in. Oh, it looks like Jab's got these functioning, so yeah, that's what we like to see. So one stud above right about here. I'm just gonna place an upside down 2/4 wedge right there, and that's gonna go all the way along the top. It looks like that is going to perfectly line up with each edge, so that is now symmetrical. Let's do that for the top as well. Now we have that little bit. We're just gonna do that for all 3. And there we go. We got all 3 of these in place. So now I'm going to place some blue spruce smooth walls right here and right here. And now we're just going to go ahead and place in some of these 2/4 wedges. I had some extras. We're going to go ahead and place these right here, right in the middle. And basically these are going to extend out a little bit more than the bottom ones, just one more section. But yeah, we're just going to do that for all of these. And oh my gosh, Jab, what have you done, Jab? What is this? That's not how that's supposed to work. That's, Jab, what did you do? Did you forget a wire or something, Jab? All right, so now we got all of these in. That is looking pretty good. Now, these look a little bit awkward. I'm just going to smooth out the blue spruce smooth walls. So in order to do that, I'm basically just going to take a bunch of wedges, and I'm also going to take some tiny floors, and basically I'm going to place them like this and round out the sides. Alrighty, let's just go ahead and place this in, and I think that's going to be all of them done. So yeah, now all of these are rounded out. That's looking really nice. And over here, Jab's actually gone ahead and got this all fully functioning. So we have one door down. He's actually on the ferry right now because he needs more logic to get the rest of the doors down. But basically, he's gone ahead and hid a bunch of wires inside of these walls. So that is great. So the signal inverter, that just inverts the signal. So when this turns on, this is off, and this is on, and then vice versa, that turns off and then this turns on, and that just allows us to use a lever. So that is awesome. Now I'm just gonna place some birch smooth walls right here such that there is a 2-stud gap right below, and just like that, that should all be nice and filled in. Alright, so far this is actually looking super cool. I'm actually going to fill in all of these gaps right here with just a ton of wedges. Hopefully that will just use up a ton of this wood and hopefully make things a little bit less laggy, because I am definitely experiencing lag spikes from all of this wood. So basically, to fill these gaps, it's gonna be a lot, and I mean a lot of wedges. We're basically just going to fill it in like so. Just place a bunch of these, and then we're gonna have upside down ones, and that's just going to give us a stripe pattern. But yeah, it's gonna use up a ton of wood for sure, and yeah, we're gonna have to do that for this gap as well. Alrighty guys, so we got all of those in place. So that was a lot of wedges for sure. And yeah, it's looking really cool now, and it looks like Jab has got both of these doors functioning, so that is awesome. So now all of them should fully function. Oh gosh, I'm on the floor. That is not good posture. Alright, but yeah, you guys can see they all work. We can close them as well, and yeah, that is looking awesome. Next, I'm gonna place some upside down 2/4 walnut wedges, and just like that, we got all of those in place, so that is nice. We just have to add some more things, but I have to go right now, so I'll be back tomorrow. Alrighty guys, we are back, and over here, Jab has gone ahead and put in some wedges right here and right below, and that's just going to hide this section over here. So now this part doesn't look as weird. And they're wedges just because we were a little bit concerned that if we put in smooth walls or something, it might mess with the welding of the doors. But anyways, we also have these wedges right here, which I'm actually going to glitch into these walnut wedges right here. So I'm just going to place them over here, just plot shift them away. I just need the edges out of the way because I'm going to be putting these birch wedges on the sides, and they're just going to kind of support the roof that we're going to be putting right on top of this part. And now I'm going to take this birch wedge and I'm going to place it 2 studs below like so. And then I'm going to place one right side up, and then finally one upside down like so. We got to do the same thing on the other side, and it looks like we're going to need some more wedges. And guys, I've just realized this would look a little bit better if these were 1 stud in, but I do need to get these glitched over here. And now I can just place each and every one of these back over here. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and grab some large floors, and I'm just going to spam them right here and fill them all in with birch wood. Now I'm going to go ahead and place one of those large floors right there, overhanging on each side. And now we're just going to take that all along the front of the building. And now, just to cap it off, we're gonna need a skinny smooth wall right over here. And now we're just going to outline that all with some skinny smooth walls. And with that done, I'm just going to extend the platform out by 1 large floor all the way along. I'm just going to put in some of these skinny smooth walls, and yeah, that is looking pretty good. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and place in this corner smooth wall right here. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side, and then we somehow gotta find the middle point between these. I think we're just going to kind of try to line it up with right there. I think that was actually perfect, so that's good. Let's try getting this one in right here, aligned with this little gap right here. So right there, I think might be right. Now we gotta verify that that's all perfectly even. It looks like, yes, that is all even. So now I can just go ahead and destroy all of these. And then we're gonna need to go grab some walnut wood, which I think we actually have a little bit of that. So let's just go ahead and grab all of this. And now that we got all of this walnut wood, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in a bunch of countertops. So we're gonna do something very similar to what we did with the storage over there. So we're just going to place a bunch of these down, and now let's just get these all up there. And now we can just go ahead and place these in right here. And now we're gonna place some along this edge as well. I'm going to round out each of these edges just with some of these. It's kind of gonna look like some rounded rectangles. So yeah, you guys can see that looks a lot better than what we had before. Let's just do that for all of these. So now we got all of those rounded out on the front side. I just kind of want to extend this little section out all the way to this side because we're actually going to be finishing this side of the building as well as this side in this episode. So we need to get this side of the roof done as well. And I'm also going to extend this bottom platform out a little bit. So let's just place some of these smooth walls down like so. Now we're actually going to divert our attention from the front and roof because we actually want to put in this wall right here just because that is gonna make a little bit more sense than continuing on the roof right now because I feel like it'll just get in the way. So let's actually get this side of the building in first. So to start on this side, I'm actually going to go ahead and place down a couple of smooth walls. And I think I can actually save some wood if I just take this and place it up here. So I think I'm going to place this on its side right here, but if I just do that and then place this on its side, then I think we'll be able to put in a smooth wall and we'll save a little bit of wood doing it that way. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that real quick. And yeah, now all I have to do is put in a bottom row of these smooth walls right here all the way out. And now there's a gap right here that I think we're just gonna go ahead and fill in with a smooth wall stub right there. And I assume we're gonna have the same problem over here, so I'm just gonna place one of those down, and then we can place down some more smooth walls on this side. So there we go, we have the bottom layer. I think we're gonna put a couple of windows right here, just let some natural light in. So each of these windows is basically just going to be 4 large window panes. It looks like we're not actually going to be able to fit all of these glass panes in, so that's why we test things, guys. So I think we might actually be able to move this over. So if I just place a couple of smooth walls, move this top bar up, we should be able to fit windows in now. There we go. So now we can just go ahead and put in all of these large floors. We're not going to fill these in. These are just to show us where these windows are gonna go. So there we go. That should be that. Now we're just gonna go ahead and place in some skinny smooth walls. I think we actually have some right here, so I'm not going to fill them in. So let's just go ahead and place these on each side. And I was thinking it would be cool to put in some of these just in between. So hopefully that should work. I'm not sure which wedges we're going to need for that, but I think that'll work. Put those in right there. And now we should have a little bit of space. I think that's going to be a 1/4x1 wedge. So that's going to be 4 wide. I don't know if I like that very much. I think it might look a little bit better if it's a 1/3x1 wedge. I just think that would look a little bit better. So I think we're just going to move all of this over a little bit. I hope that's not going to cause problems. So let's just place those like that, and then I think I'm gonna have to move this over, and hopefully that'll all still line up. I'm not entirely sure. We'll make it work. Oh, looks like Jab has just bought a bunch of glass, so that's super handy. Let me just go ahead and get rid of all of these large floors so I can replace them with that glass right here. And yeah, that is looking really nice. I like the glass for sure. Let's just go ahead and place down some of these skinny smooth walls along here, and I think we're gonna need another one. 1, 2, 3, 4 studs up like that. So now we're just gonna place that all the way along. And now to fill in this little top bit right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some corner smooth walls. I'm just gonna place those right here. And that should be the last one right there. So that is looking real nice. So now I'm just going to put in a quick design on this top little bit. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves some short smooth walls. And I'm going to place those right here and right here, just on both sides. Although this is going to be one stud in because of these wedges. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab some 2/4x1 wedges. And we're just going to basically make some stripes along here, and these are actually going to be filled in with paintings, and I think the fairy is here right now, so let's just go grab some paintings. We're gonna need the orange frame ones. Alright, so we're just gonna need a bunch of these title unknown paintings right here. They're pretty cheap, although I can afford like 5 of them just because of how poor I am. I think Jab's gonna have to buy some of these because I'm down to 19,000. Jab, do you want to buy the rest of the paintings? Jab, come on, please help me out. I'm freaking poor. Jab! You can't go AFK right now. You're gonna make me drain every last cent I have for these dumb paintings. Jab, come on. Jab, get back here. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna buy them, and you better give me the money back after, because I am broke. I can only afford one more after this, and then I am out of luck, guys. All right. I'm at 1,989 lumber bucks. I cannot keep going. Jab, you're gonna have to do this. Come on, wake up, Jab. That was a bad time for you to go AFK, Jab. Just give me your money. I need it, please. Oh my gosh, Jab just gave me just enough to buy one more painting. I need more than that, Jab. No, don't do that to me. Okay, I am officially bankrupt. I'm gonna have to declare bankruptcy. Jab, that's not... Bro, you were not AFK. You just sent me a bunch of money. Does that mean we gotta do an ice run? No, Jab. That means you have to use your money. You have 425,000 lumber bucks that you're just hoarding. Come on. Okay, I think that's probably enough paintings. What's up, Jab? You have an idea. What do you want? I can sell my axes. Jab, you're literally bullying. This is cyberbullying. Bro, look at how much money you have. This is supposed to be like shared savings, and you're just hoarding it all, Jab. If you do the ice course first time, you get 75%. Jab, you're trying to trick me. That's a trick question. I'm not gonna fall for it. Jab, what just happened? Bro, why are there paintings in my face? Get these out of my face. Okay, let's get back to the base. And I need money so bad. I'm straight up about to go sell an oak tree right now. Alright, so after a bit of trial and error, I have found that these need to be spaced 5 studs apart, and we're also going to be putting posts in between the wedges. And now we need to plot shift all of these out of the way because I'm going to be glitching the orange paintings into these little stripes right here. We're going to be placing these 2 tiles backwards, so there's still going to be a little bit of depth, but I don't necessarily want it to be a whole stud back, otherwise I would just place it against what we have. Instead, I'm plot shifting all of these out of the way. So I think these need to be 1 apart, and yeah, that should all look good. So Jab's just going to pop those back in place, and yeah, that is looking really sweet, guys. I like that color of orange. We don't have that color of orange. The closest thing we have is goldwood, which almost looks yellow. So this is what we have to do to get orange wood in the game. And yeah, that looks pretty sweet, guys. And yeah, from this angle, it doesn't look very good. I think we're just going to cover it up or something. But from this angle, that looks freaking sweet, guys. I really like the way that that is turning out. So now on each side, I'm gonna place down a short smooth wall. I think I am only gonna need 2 of those, so I'm just gonna fill those in, Place one on this side and one on this side, and hopefully that should all line up. I think that is 2 studs from there and 2 studs from there. Yep, that's perfect. So now I'm gonna place a couple of posts and then some 1/4x1 wedges. So I'm gonna place down this post right here and another one right over here, and then place these upside down. And yeah, that's just going to frame this a little bit. I think that looks pretty nice and futuristic, so that's good. So now we're gonna take some posts and we're gonna place them I think 2 studs away from the edge right there. Same thing on the other side as always. We're gonna place that all the way up, and luckily I can just look through the glass, so that makes this pretty easy. And we're also gonna do that over here. So now I think these look a little bit awkward. I think we're gonna need some wedges right here up on top. So looks like Jab's already got those. So let's just place these, one right there and one right here. That's looking good. So now we're actually just gonna place down a row of these 1/1 wedges all the way along. So to place those in, we're just gonna have to do more glitching yet again. So let's get some of these out of the way. These are just gonna get in the way. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and place in these wedges right here. And it looks like I'm gonna need a 1x1x1 wedge right here just to cap it all off. So let's just go ahead and place that in right there. Okay, Jab's getting those back in place, and yeah, those are looking sweet. That looks so sick. Okay, now we're gonna do something pretty similar on the top, except instead of like these columns, it's just going to be just some wedges to kind of support the building. I think right there, I think is gonna be where it has to go, because there's 1 stud on both sides. That's the only way this is gonna look good. So let's just place this right here and then some right here. And we're also gonna be putting these 1/1 wedges just like what we did on the bottom. And now let's just place that in right there, and something's not quite right here. Are we gonna have to move all of these stripes over? I think we're gonna have to. Yeah, okay. I think we're gonna have to move everything over by 1 stud. So that's gonna be fun. Give me a second. We have to redo all of this glitching. So yeah, all of this has to go over by 1 stud. This is gonna take a while. Alrighty guys, I think I have done it all. I just have to reload to make everything snap back in place. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Oh, looks like we are at a data size 4. That is crazy. Alrighty guys, everything is back in place. I've just loaded and you guys can see all of these are much nicer. This is perfectly in line with the center. This is one off from that column right there, and this is also that way. So everything is now symmetrical, which is much nicer than how we had it before. Okay, so next I just need to place down a 2x2 column of skinny smooth walls from here all the way to the bottom of the building. So I'm just gonna extend that all the way down. Hopefully this will work out perfectly. I don't know if it will. Let's see, can I fit a skinny smooth wall right there? Yes, I can. I just gotta get all of the other skinny smooth walls out of the way first. And in order to place this skinny smooth wall, I'm gonna have to glitch that in. Plot shifting makes this so freaking easy, guys. So I can just place that in right there. So now I'm just gonna place that all the way to this point, and it looks like I'm also going to have to glitch this one in. So let me just go ahead and place it down, fill it in, and then I need to get this out of the way. And Jab, what are you doing? That is not how you drive. This is a classic Jab oh my gosh. What is this driving, Jab? What are you doing? Jab moment. This is what happens when you put Jab behind the wheel of a truck. Alright, but anyways, we gotta just make this right here flush. Place this in right there. Then the smooth wall right here, and I think I'm gonna need to use tiny floors to get this little gap filled in real quick. So I'm just gonna place these in right here, and that fills all of that in. And I'm gonna place in a post on this overhang bit, as well as a post right here. We're just going to make these little rounded rectangles go all the way up until this point, and then it's gonna turn and it's gonna go downwards. In order to do that, we're gonna need to fill all of this in with these walnut countertops. Okay guys, so we got all of that filled in with these walnut countertops right here. So now I just got to do some math and figure out where exactly we want to put the dividers and how many dividers we're going to want. So let me go ahead and calculate that real quick. Alrighty guys, I've done some calculations, and in order to do this, we need to put in a smooth wall stub right here, and then we can have one separator 15 studs up, and that will perfectly divide it. 15 studs on the top and 15 studs on the bottom. And in order to measure that, we're just gonna take a skinny smooth wall and we're just gonna place it like that. You can barely see it because it is so dark and it's against a black surface. So that's 8, and this is 8 as well, so that's 16, except I placed it one stud down, so that should be 15. So if I place this right here, then it should be exactly 15 studs from this little spot right here. And yep, looks like everything is all correct. So now, in order to cap this all off, we're just going to go ahead and place down a skinny smooth wall going all the way up. Let's just move this, get this over there, and that will just be glitched out of the way. So now we can put in a smooth wall stub as well as a short smooth wall. Place those in, one right there and one right there, and that will be flush with that. Alrighty guys, so for the next step, we're gonna need an absolute mountain of skinny smooth walls. And we're gonna start off by placing one right here. We're gonna go all the way along the top of the building. We just need to fill in this little final gap right here. So now we're just gonna outline this all with 1/2 wedges. We're just gonna place one right here, and we're just gonna follow that all the way up. We're gonna make it turn, and we're gonna have to glitch the corner one, of course, and then we're gonna have it go all the way to this edge. And now for this one, we're going to have to actually glitch it into this countertop right here. So I'm just going to get that out of the way. And we're just gonna place it along the edge. And now at this point, we're going to have to turn it, although we're gonna need to make it extend out by 2 more studs in order to turn it. So let's just go ahead and fill in a couple of these 1/2x1 wedges. Place those on top, and now we're gonna have to make those disappear, so I need to get on top of the building real quick. And now I should be able to place these up here, and yeah, now we just gotta extend that all the way to the edge. Alrighty guys, we made it to this point. We just need to make this part flush, so we're gonna need a couple more of these 1/2x1 wedges, and let's just place these right there. And of course, we're just going to round out all of these with some 1/1x1 wedges for all of these basically. And now we need to put separators on this little section right here, and these are actually gonna be 19 studs apart. So let's go ahead and place down a skinny smooth wall that's 16 right there, and then we just need 1, 2, 3 right there. That should give us the placement, and yeah, let's just place that in right there. So now from there we need to go out another 19 studs, so let's place that down. Get another skinny smooth wall, place that down, and then 3 studs from there. So let's go 1, 2, 3. That should be perfectly spaced. Let's just double check. That should be 3 studs from there. Yep, that is all correct. So now those are perfectly spaced. Now we just need to round them all out with wedges, of course, kind of like what we've done right here. Alrighty guys, so I think those are all rounded out. You'll notice that there are some gaps, and those will just disappear once I reload because I just plot shifted those. But yeah, that is looking pretty nice. It's looking a little bit weird on this front bit because it just kind of ends right there. So I'm just going to extend this all the way out. I think we're gonna need a row of skinny smooth walls all the way along, and then on top of that we're gonna put in some large floors. And I don't know how much of the roof we're actually gonna finish because we still need a bunch of other walls, so probably not a lot, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get at least the front bit of the roof done. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and place down these large floors on top. now to make these windows really pop, I'm going to outline them with some neon wires, but before I do that, I want to make these windows look a little bit cooler, because right now they're just basic squares. I want to add a little bit more shape, so I'm going to take some 4x4x1 wedges, and I'm going to place them on 2 of the corners of each of these. So yeah, guys, you can see that adds a lot more shape. Now I'm just going to go ahead and glitch a lever inside of the wall, so that of course we can activate the neon wires that we're going to be outlining these windows with. So I just plot shifted that wall out of the way, and now I'm just gonna place this lever against a tile so that it doesn't Z-fi on the other side. So that's what it's gonna look like. It's just gonna have this little orange bar sticking through. I don't think that's really an issue, and it's gonna allow me to activate this cyan neon wire. So I'm just going to wrap this all the way around, and I'm going to need a lot of cyan neon wires because this is the longest this one goes. And that should be the whole thing done, and man, that is looking super awesome. It'll look even more awesome once we get those glass panes back in place, but yeah, that is looking good. So now we just gotta do the same thing on the other side. Alrighty guys, I think that is that done. That is looking dope, guys. For the next step, we're just gonna go ahead and place down a bunch of 1/1 wedges across the top and bottom of this little section right here. Alrighty guys, so I've got that done. We just need a few 1/1x1 wedges just to cap that off because there is a 2 stud gap right there. Let's just go ahead and fill that all in. And there we go, that is looking a little bit better, so that now extends all the way through. So now I'm just going to place down a bunch of smooth walls, and we're basically going to place them along here. And now, of course, since this is always 2 studs off, we're just gonna need to place in some smooth wall stubs to cap that all off. And just like that, that now overhangs quite a bit more, so that is good. So now I kind of want to make the edge of this look a little bit corrugated, and I'm hoping this will make it look a little bit more industrial, kind of like metal. So yeah, let's try it. Let's place down some 2/2x1 wedges, and then 1 stud away from the edge of the roof right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and place down the first wedge, double layer that, and then we're gonna need 2 short smooth walls. Place 1 right there and another one right there, and then we're just going to make it go back in. So there we go, that is the first little bump. We're basically just going to repeat that along the top, except we're going to alternate between 4 studs apart and then 2 studs apart just to make everything symmetrical. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 right here, so that is 4 studs apart right there, and we're just gonna build this bump right over here. And now we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to build that bump, but instead of 4 studs apart, it's gonna be 2 studs apart. And now with that bump done, we're just going to space the next one out by 4, and so on and so forth. Just like that, all of the corrugation on the roof is done, and yeah, that makes it look a lot less flat, and honestly, that looks so dope, guys. It is really coming out very, very nicely, so that is what we have done so far. Once again, we still have some holes that need to be patched just by me reloading. But yeah, that's looking really cool. The next step is actually to put in some screens because, of course, as a reminder, this is a garage build. So we're going to have, obviously, we have the garage doors, and then we have these buttons on this side, and these are actually going to respawn the vehicles behind here. But in order to indicate which ones we're actually going to be respawning, we're going to go ahead and put in some screens right up here. So much like what we did with the item storage, we're going to kind of make a symbol for each of the vehicles that we're going to be respawning on a little screen that looks much like this. And since we extended this out, we actually need to place in a 2/1 wedge right here just to make that all seamless. Yeah, that looks a lot better. So yeah, that is what we have so far. let's just go ahead and start filling in some of these countertops because these are going to be the screens. Let's just fill all of these in with walnut wood. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and place down a skinny smooth wall right here. That's just gonna kind of help me figure out where I'm gonna place these countertops. So let's just go ahead and place one right here. I don't know. It needs to be centered as always. So let's place one right there, one right here, and hopefully if we place another one, everything will be symmetrical. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so now we just need to put a layer of thin countertops right underneath just to make it look a little bit more of the shape of a TV screen. Just like that, we have installed the first TV screen. Now we just gotta install the rest of them. Alrighty guys, so those are all of the screens. That is looking super dope, honestly. So now we gotta somehow destroy all of those blueprints. Oops, tried to get into a seat again, I swear. Defaultio, you need to fix this right now. So now it is time to go ahead and place down some levers. We actually gotta make sure that they are activated, and then we need to place them against the back of here in the right spot. So we need to decide which ones are gonna be which. Let's try doing the trailer here. So this is basically just gonna be a regular truck with a trailer. So we need to put down a trailer icon right here. I'm just gonna place that down right there. I don't know, I might place that up a little bit. So now I just gotta go ahead and try my best at making a trailer icon. Let's see how well this goes. All right, let's just place this. Okay, there's the first little bit. I think we just need a little bottom section, and I think we will be good to go. Does that look like a trailer at all? I don't know, I kind of want to redo it real quick. Alright, there is my second attempt. I think that looks like a trailer. I'm not going to try to add wheels to it because that would be way too bright. As a reminder, the more sections you have on a wire, the brighter it is. And we kind of don't want it to be too bright, so I think that looks pretty good. Now the next task is to make a icon for the vault truck. So this is gonna be super cool. I can't wait to try my hand at this. Alright, I've placed down the lever. I think that should be a good spot. So now we just gotta go ahead and kind of mimic basically a truck, except we're just gonna add the trailer onto the top, kind of. There we go. That is the first little bit. So this just needs to go basically to here, and that is pretty much a vault truck done. Yeah, that looks like a vault truck. That looks pretty good. The final one is just going to be a regular utility vehicle XL like this one. So we just need to make it look like a basic car. Let me just go ahead and activate this lever real quick. We're gonna need to place it in a good spot. I'm gonna place it a little bit further in because it's a bit of a smaller car. And now I just gotta replicate the look of this thing. I don't know how well this is gonna go. It kind of dips down like that, and then there's the little seat right there, and then it goes down a little bit, and then the bed right here. And yeah, that should be the small truck done. And honestly, that does not look bad. Now I want to outline the orange stripes with some orange neon wires. So I'm just going to go ahead and get some of these out of the way. I'm just plot shifting them so I can place down some levers. So I'm going to place this right here. And yeah, that should be everything. So let's just start removing these tiles. And by the way, I use these tiles so that I could place the levers against them so that they would be one tile in. That way they won't be visible from the outside and they won't Z-fight. So now Jab's gonna get all of the paintings back to being visible so I can see where I'm gonna be placing these. And now I'm gonna take these orange neon wires and I'm gonna place them along the edges. And I think that should be everything right there. Jab's just going to get those back to being visible, and now we can actually see what those are gonna look like. And yeah, that is a massive improvement. I was a little bit worried that it would be too bright, but honestly, that's not bad. So one final little piece that I want to do before we're finished with the building for this episode is I want to put a long stripe of a cyan neon wire along the top. I think that's just gonna look pretty cool. So I'm just gonna plot shift that out of the way so I can put in a lever right here. And now I just need to plot shift all of these out of the way. And now that we got that in, I'm just going to take some of these cyan neon wires. We're just going to place that all the way along the top. Alright, let's just place that in, and yeah, that is all done. Now I just need to, I guess, reload. Alright, that is what those look like. That is looking super, super dope, guys. Anyways, I just want to take a quick moment to thank the members of the Aptin channel for making videos like this more possible. If you'd like to support what I do, you can become a member by pressing the join button right next to the subscribe button, and you can unlock some epic perks like early access to videos, easy contact with me, and some member-only videos and live streams, just to name a few. But with that said, that'll pretty much wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching this episode. It took a bit longer to produce than usual, just because designing the building took a long time, but hopefully you guys are happy with the way it is turning out so far. I know I am, and I really want to thank Jab for helping out with some of the design aspects, and of course building, because he definitely helped with designing and building this garage build. So yeah, we're just gonna continue making really good progress on this building in the next episode, and once we finish this garage, we will finally have a vault truck, which will make transporting trees much easier. So I cannot wait for that. But yeah, with that said, I'll see you in the next episode of the Cyber series once it's out. See ya.